All right, guys, doing the what's called the throttle body mod on my 2001 Chevy S10. It's a green truck, but it's springtime in Houston, so it's got this yellow pollen everywhere. Anyway, I pulled everything back, so I've already taken off the hat for the carb, rather throttle body. There's the intake there. Disconnected a few things, so here's the cable line, stuff like this, a couple of brackets. The throttle body itself only has 3 screws that hold it in place. 1, 2, and then a third one in the back. And actually this third one is the one that has the plastic wing nut that holds the intake hat in place. So I've got all 3s out of here. And if you look down, there's the throttle body with the blade. And what people do is, actually I'll pull the cable instead. Switch hands. If you look, the throttle, butterfly flap there has this lip on it, about 3/4 of an inch, and it's all black, and you can see it's been there for a while and everything like this. But it actually, in partial throttle, really obstructs the air intake, like so. So it doesn't really go fairly wide open until you really step on it. And what people do is they cut that off and allows for more free airflow from the very beginning, from low RPMs. And I've heard, oh, this gets you horsepower, this gets you torque, blah, blah, blah. I'm just looking for throttle response. So what I've elected to do is pull everything out of here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the throttle body off of the top of the engine, if I can, like so. And it's got a few connectors. And what I wanna do is I'm going to actually remove the butterfly while the throttle body is still largely in place. I don't want to undo these cables here because getting them in the right position and everything like that is just a big faff. So what I'm actually going to do is basically do most of the work here with the carb still, or the throttle body still in the engine. So what I need to do is there are 2 screws that hold the blade in. I'm going to undo those. I'm going to take the blade over to my bench, cut the lip off of it, and then to reinstall the blade and put everything back together. So let me go ahead and take the blade off and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so change of plans slightly. After digging a little bit deeper, I realized that once I undid these screws here, this was actually still like kind of pinched in this shaft like this. So even with undoing them, I wasn't able to slide the blade out like I wanted to. So I went with plan B and actually took a very small drill and drilled these 2. They're not even like spot welds, they're almost like it was pinched in there. So you can see them just there, like that. I drilled them both out. And this third hole is actually already there. So I'm not sweating that. But this is what the actual piece looks like. Here's this, I don't know what you would want to call this, but yeah, you can see it's actually pretty substantial considering the size of the throttle body. It takes up a lot of space. So there's where it was kind of riveted in, or whatever. This was much easier. I do have some slight concerns about having 2 holes in the blade that maybe on idle it'll idle a little high or something like that. I might have to adjust the throttle a little bit to accommodate that. But anyway, it's out now. And I was able to leave the blades, or the throttle body, in the car for this procedure. I did make sure that the only open area of the engine was covered by a cloth, just so none of the shavings or metal pieces got dropped into the manifold there. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is put everything back together and then give it a fire and see how she does. Okay, all buttoned up, back the way it was before. Hopefully, you know, you do these projects and there's a part of you inside that's always like, will it even fire back up again now that I've done this? But yeah, let's find out together. Cold start, first start after the throttle body mod. Fired right up, and as you can see, idle was staying at 1,000 again. I really won't know how successful this project was until I get on the road and see what the throttle response feels like. But yeah, let's call that a win. Thanks, guys. See you next time.